Oh, so much love. Oh, it's my buddy just basking out in the sun, huh? Well, while he gets 15 minutes of morning sun, I will discuss a few things with you guys. All right, Bosley, you're in the way. Move, buddy. So I apologize. I haven't been creating any videos for the past few weeks. It's been really busy at work and with the holiday, and we had to fix the sprinkler systems. And so I've just been really busy and didn't have time. But the end of this work week, I think things should chill out. So after that, I will start creating videos more often like I was. But I did want to touch base with you guys briefly since it is the start of July, and I wanted to let you know that if you haven't quite gotten anything in the ground yet, or you're still considering on whether you can start a garden, the answer is absolutely yes. There's lots of things that you can plant this month as well as next month. And so I wanted to go over a few of those with you today. So I got pretty much everything in the ground that needs to be in. I'm still working on a few things like the comfrey, and some of the hot peppers still need to get a little bit bigger. But I realized I had a lot of space in my garden. I think you guys saw that before. Now I could grow a lot more food if I didn't have the heavy clay soil, but it's a lot of work to dig out the soil, put compost in, and kind of amend the soil right where the plant's at. Now it's better than nothing, but we didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on compost. The clay soil is already starting to break down on the lower 3 inches of dirt, so adding the grass and the organic matter has really helped, but it's just going to take a little bit of time to get to the point where we can just sow directly into the ground. But back to what I was saying, some things that I started most recently were some lettuces and some bush beans. And there's lots of stuff that you can start right now here in July and get that harvest in August or September. So there's things like carrots, Swiss chard, Chinese cabbage, cucumbers, summer squash, corn. I wrote a bunch down because there's so many. You can do basil, mint, oregano, beets, and then lots of different kinds of flowers to keep the bad pests away. I am in a zone 6B, and so this is more for my zone, although I think if you're anywhere between a 6 or 7, maybe even a 5, that this will apply to you. But if you have a question, you can just Google it. What things can I grow in my area? First of all, if you don't know your area, Google your city or your state where you're at, and it can tell you your zone. And then you can look up what things can I grow in a zone 7 in July, and you'll get a list. I'll also put a link in the description. There's this really cool website that takes you month by month on things to look for, like when you first plant it, things to look for, when to harvest, when to stop watering, when to do everything, and it takes you through the entire year. So I'll link that down in the description for maybe some first-time farmers, you know, that want to get started but aren't really sure what to do. It's a really complete guide, and I love it. So the other thing that you can start doing now is getting your cold weather crops ready. So if you have a cool greenhouse or a cooler area of your property, you can start sowing those seeds and transplant them in later. And those would be things like kale, some of the lettuces, broccoli, cauliflower, peas, mustard greens. The best thing that you can do is check your frost date. For in zone 6B, our first fall frost is going to be November 1st, so we still have quite a season left. But then you can check the packet of the seeds that you have and see how many days till maturity or till harvest, and you can kind of plan it out. Like it's 60 days, so I need to probably start sowing that next month, you know, at the end of August. You know, work it out like that. Like I've discussed with you guys before, have a plan, write it out. It doesn't take very long, a few Google searches, and then you have a game plan for gardening. You can also just chuck it in the ground and try. But you know, these things will grow right now, cauliflower and stuff like that. It will grow, but it will be susceptible to pests, and it just won't grow as well. But if you want to throw it in the ground and give it a shot, that's fine too. You know, I think it's better that you just try versus not doing anything at all. So that's pretty much what I wanted to go over with you guys today. I know it's a very short video, but I just want to let you know there are still things that you can do to get some food production going. I know they say that, oh, you know, we're expecting shortages, but the stores still have food. But if you listen to Biden, if you can understand him, he did say that by the winter, shelves would be empty. And when people in high places tell you that something's going to happen or that they plan to do something, you should listen. Hopefully nothing will happen, you know, I hope for the best, but expect the worst and be prepared for yourself and your family. Huh, buddy? Gotta feed you all those lettuces. So I'll give you guys a quick tour of the garden now, and then I will probably see you all next week. And there's a bug on my camera. Hopefully it's not affecting my face. Okay. Say bye. All right, so here we go. Just a quick garden follow-up. So we've got squash right here in the ground. We've got watermelon down here. And it's getting to be that exciting time of year where you can see the little fruits coming in. I don't know if you can see that little ball right there, a little watermelon growing. The potatoes are doing really well. And my brother gave me a pro tip that once the leaves start to grow up, if you cover them, the lower leaves, it'll actually produce more potatoes. So I did that on these ones, but then ran out of straw for these bad guys. So I need to go get some more. We've got our okra starting to grow. This is one thing I do need to get into the ground. We have cantaloupe, and they're doing really, really well. Excuse me, I can't talk today. We've got cucumber. Then we've got another variety of cantaloupe. We've got our spinach and igloo lettuce, which I forgot to water one morning because we were running around for the holiday, and it really dried up, so it looks really bad, but hopefully it'll come back. We've got all of our broccolis right here, which the bugs and the birds just freaking love. You can see all the little holes in the leaves there. I need to come out and spray again with the neem oil because it did really well in saving them. Here's my cauliflower plant. After I transplanted it, again, the bugs have gotten to it and it's causing a little bit of disease. I'll come out and put some neem oil on it and I'm sure it will be fine. And we've got our cabbage, which is starting to get big. This is another thing that the pests and the birds just love to eat. And oh, you can see that Bosley was digging in the radishes. So I had these in a container garden, and you can see it was just too much for it. It was growing through the bottom because I didn't have a very big container. Oh look, there's a radish right there. Look at the little radishes. Darn dog, he undug them. So I'll need to come and fix that in just a second. This is where I planted some additional beans, and I covered it so the dog wouldn't get to it. And more lettuce over there, actually, where that white thing is covering. Then we've got peppers. We've got tomatoes, which are getting way out of hand. I need to come in and trim these up for maximum yield. And I don't know if you can see them in there. We've got a bunch of little tomatoes growing. Then we've got our compost tea, which I added chicken manure to, and man, it is sludgy and it stinks, but it works really well. So we moved it out from the back room of the house. Then we've got some additional cucumbers. We've got our pumpkins, which are starting to grow. There's several pumpkins on each of these two plants. We've got our peas, which I keep coming out and harvesting, which are really good. We've got our corn. And I should probably do a video on detasseling if that's what you want to do. But you can see the little corn growing in on some of these. Oh look, another one just popped up from last night. So that's going amazing. And then as we keep going, we've got the zucchini, which you can see the zucchini and the squash are starting to grow. I do have a problem with ants on these two plants down here. I have no idea why, but they just love it. So I need to put some Vaseline around the base of the plants, because as you can see, this zucchini is starting to look sad. I think it's dying off because of the bugs. But if this needs to be sacrificial plant right here, these two, I think I'm okay with it because they're not affecting anything else. We got more potatoes right here. We've got asparagus, which is doing really well. There's a few that are dried out because the sprinklers weren't running like we thought. Somehow it had gotten a few cracks and it wasn't reaching everywhere in the yard, and that's why the grass was dying, but it's slowly coming back. And we've got onions, we've got sweet potatoes, more onions, more strawberries, garlic. Everything's just doing really, really well, but we always need more. So yeah, that's the garden update here. Bosley, get out of there. Come on. Get out. Come on. So yeah, I'll see you guys probably next week for sure. I really hope you guys had an amazing 4th. Everyone stayed safe, and I just want to say God bless you.